Hello everyone, welcome to my video real quick. I think this is something that we need to put out there. I've had a lot of people since Epic offered the game for free to say, hey, I'm asking brand new this game ban. Since I'm one of the people streaming it here and there, how do I play? Or what do I do? Where's this thing? How does this work? XYZ. I think a quick little video will help out. So I'm going to do a top 10 video. I hate to say that. It's not really the top 10, but it's 10 items that might help you get going a little quicker and wondering how things work. So, number one, you're going to see that my overview or my screen looks a little different than yours. You're going to be like, hey, wait a minute. Why are your tracks red? Mine are white. Well, let's address that first off. First, go down to System, go to Game, go to in here. This is Game, and you can change your colors, torch red, to whatever you wish in the background. You can notice in the background it's changing. So let's go for yellow so you can see how easy it stands out, if you wish. And then we'll go for active track. We're going to make that pink. And then we're going to go for collectible outline. We'll make that green. Now, how about lime? Spotting outline color. That's when you target the creature from afar. We'll make that dark blue. And tree stand outline color, in case we put a tree stand up, or if you own one, we'll make that red. Okay? And press back escape. There you go. And now you can see the tracks really easily. Now, anything that's around us that is not active is yellow. Now, what in front of us right here is something I think is important. It's called a resting, feeding, or drinking area. Now, if you look on the map, you will not know where these are. You'll start off with like very little knowledge of anything, and I'll get to a lot of different points in this video. So if you want to follow along or maybe see new ones, you hit the buttons down below. You know what I'm talking about. It helps me grow this thing, and I do this full time, so thank you so much if you consider it. If you don't, hey, it's all good. I hope I made your day a little entertaining. Now, first things first, this is a zone. You go close to it, you press E. This is a resting zone for the rabbit, as you can see in the upper right corner of the screen. 1400 to 1700 during the day. If you press tab and bring out your little phone, but notice how it's not out of my hand. That's because we have the H button. That's holster. Press H, it comes out. H, it goes away. H comes out, whatever you're having, whether it's your gun, press H, put it away. Whether it's something like maybe a call, maybe it's something like a spray, maybe it's something like a med kit, whatever. Press H, put it away. But remember, whenever you switch to it on your hotbar and it shows the bottom item there, you have to press H to bring it back up. If not, you're like, why is it not coming out? Why is it not working? This is why. A lot of people say I didn't know how that worked, and I wanted to explain it. Now, the resting zones, I'm not sure why my phone isn't working, but it's been a little bit of a problem recently with the game. I think it's some kind of issue I have to restart the computer for. But what happens with these, they're good ways to track animals if you don't know what's going on. You can come back here, since we already know it's going to be from 1400 to 1700, and it's currently in game. What time is it? Sorry, my bad. 5 o'clock in the morning. You can come back here at, let's say, 1300. Maybe you want to go up in those trees right there. And you want to get a bead down on this hill and just wait for an hour in game, which is not very long. You can then use a blind. You can set up a hunting a tent. You may want to put up a stand, whatever you feel like. That'll help you be a little bit better. Okay, so that's one thing you can do, and they're all over the map. And the only way you kill them, if you want to remove them from the game by accident, and not know what you're doing, which I think a lot of people don't understand. If I kill an animal in here, there's going to be something called hunting pressure. Where are we? We are right. I'm sorry, zoomed in too quick. We're right here, right? That little dot is me. It's pulsating. If you go over here, this is hunting pressure. That means I killed something in the middle there. That's where I made the initial shot and killed the animal. Okay? If I put a bunch of those on this zone, or any zone, like I think it's like 4, 5, or 6, something along those lines, you will actually remove the zone. The animals no longer feel safe there. They move on. But if not, you do 1 or 2 items, maybe 3 animals, you should be okay. Okay? Now you know how that works. Now another thing that'll screw all this up is something called scent. Scent is our second item. I'm sorry it took me 4 minutes to get here. I'm actually going to write that down because I'm going to be writing some of this stuff for the description. So 18. Okay, so up here, let's say I'm right here, and for some reason it's 1500, and we can see the animal would spawn there, or they would not be spawned, but they would walk in the zone. They don't spawn in front of you usually. What happens is they'll walk from other areas and they'll come back to these zones. They might be all around you in distance, and they come over to where they need to be. So let's say you're sitting right here, and for some reason the animal doesn't see you, and he starts walking over. Now let's say he's walking from over here, and one over here, okay? The one over here is going to find me very, very fast, and here's why. If you notice at the bottom right, next to the 5, you'll see that little cone of green coming off of my character. As I turn around, it stays it always stays oriented to one direction. Now, why is that? That is your scent cone, meaning the wind is coming from the east right there, and it is going to the west. I'm standing in the middle of it, so nothing from the east knows I'm coming because the wind is going that way and throwing my scent that direction to the west. But the people in the east don't know that. So if I'm walking towards an animal, and let's say the animal's over here in this direction, I will alert the animal of my presence unless I do something along the lines of scent masking, which is, sorry, that's the wrong key. This is scent masking. You can buy this right off the bat. You put it on there, it's a scent mask, and now I'm masked for, I think it's 10 minutes in real life. I might not be sure about that number. If I had it, I would tell you. I don't know. Okay? So now you know that scents and the wind can change too. You could be tracking an animal perfectly fine this way, right? And very slow. You maybe you're walking, maybe you're crouching, maybe you're crouch walking a little faster with shift, whatever. And all of a sudden, the wind starts changing. And you're like, oh, no, no, no. And the animal goes this way, and you start tracing him. And next thing you know, he crosses all the way over, and suddenly he's in front of you. This is why you carry a scent mask with you, okay? That's how scent mask works. Let's go to the next one. I'm trying to make this kind of rapid because I don't want to make a long, super long video. Number 3 is standing, kneeling, and prone, and how they work. First, everyone knows how to stand. You walk around, you press the left control key. If you're on consoles, I do not know what it is. I apologize. But you can also press Z and lay down. Now, the reason this is good, it's very, very stable. You're on the ground. It's not hard. You don't have to jumble around your sight very much when you're on the ground. Now, if you're crouching with the control key, even though you zoomed in, I'm just going to hold it. I'm not going to do anything. Notice how there's a little bit of drift? And that's even with high skills. You're like, oh, it kind of sucks. Let's do the same thing on the ground. We're standing. I'm not touching anything. Nothing on the keyboard is being touched. The mouse isn't moving. Notice all this drift. You have to compensate for this. And finally, let's go prone. Bring them at the same tree. Notice how there's almost no drift. Kind of nice, huh? Now you know that if you have the option to really get down prone and maybe you can crawl forward while you're this way too. Now, of course, since I taught you about the scent, you know that any animal in front of me, because of the cone is in front, will know I'm coming. Be aware. Plan accordingly. All right. Let's go to the next one, which would be, let's see here. The list is going to say how noise works. Okay. Noise is your enemy. Animals here. And if you look at the bottom, you're going to see below the bullet that says 47. Below it, there's going to be a little speaker. And as I move, sound comes out. If I move slower, there's only 2 little sound pieces. I'm crouching right now and walking. What if I stand up? Now there's 2.5 or 3.5. Sorry, 3 and 1. Red is very bad. Red, I believe, is I think every bip or every pip that you have on that little speaker is 25 yards in any direction. So if I'm going like this, 100 yards away from me, and I brought this specifically to show you this, 100 yards in front of me, which is basically right next to that road, that's how far the animals can hear me. If I'm walking normally, just walking. If I start running, now I've got 2. Now it's 125 yards or maybe 150 yards, which is all the way up to about here, past the road. That's a really far distance. Want to move quieter? Crouch down. Get skills that help muffle it. And if you're moving forward, that's kind of slow, isn't it? But this is only if you see an animal, or if you're in an area where you know there's a need zone and you're quietly creeping. Be careful with this kind of stuff. And you can shift, crouch, and move a little faster. You're doing 3 whites right now, 75 yards away. Not too bad. Now, if I'm wrong with those numbers, you're more than welcome to tell me. I'll change it in the video if I can, but I want to make sure that was out there. Now, next we have some of the things that you might not know besides your movement in affecting your sound. Notice we just walked through that tree and the red bars went to 2. Notice how it's 2. But we come out of the tree and we walk and there's only 1. Why is that? We're breaking the branches as we go through. It's easy to hear make noise. That's bad. Okay? Same thing with the taller grass. The taller the grass, the more disruption you make, the more sound you make. If you want to make less noise, let's say you're walking and there's an animal right here and you're trying to get up on them and you're crouching, If you want to make as least noise as possible, you would actually walk to the side. Notice how it's 2 bars and carry it going through this, which can sometimes mask a small piece of wood, a little branch, a stone, and next thing you know, you made a noise, the animal goes, what? And then runs off. All right, that'll hopefully help you out. Another thing I want to make sure I put out there before I leave on this one piece of the video is stone. Stone makes more noise. Notice how it's 1.5 and I'm just walking? It'll make more noise. And sometimes you'll see little flares-ups in the 2. If you walk across, it's terrible. Stone makes a bad noise. Wood makes a bad noise. Stepping on branches makes a bad noise. Foliage with high density makes a noise. Everything makes a noise, just like in real life. If you walked in the forest and you were trying to be quiet, act the same way. If you're like, I've never been to the forest, well, the more junk in front of your feet equals more noise. Okay? Hopefully you understand that, and we can move on to the next piece. Let's see, 1052. Using lakes and rivers to your advantage. Okay, I'm gonna go over to the next one, and I'll come back after I cut the video because I want to make sure I show you what I mean and not just theorize about it. So give me 1 second, I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, we're back. Now, I had to move over here. I think this is important to let you know. One thing about sound, before I move on to the next topic, if you're on this bike, or if you have access to this thing, which I don't know how to put this in the third person yet, I'll have to go find it if someone cares. Notice how we're making 6 bars of noise, 3 white, 3 red. That means 150 yards in every direction. Everything can hear me. Animals will go ballistic running away from you. Don't use it if you're trying to hunt anything nearby. You might get lucky and see an animal, you jump off, and you might be able to, like, no scope them or something. Feel free if that's the way you want to play. The other way to play is to use it to get to certain areas. Like I used it from this camp. I drove down here. I stop here. I'm trying to show you guys something around here. I think that's important to note. Okay? So now we're on to the next topic, which is using lakes and rivers to your advantage. Okay, so number 1, a lot of people have told me, I can't find the deer. I can't find the animals. I can't see anything. This is bullshit. What's going on? I wanted to show you a couple ways that are very easy. And a lot of the people have told me this, and it's worked every single time. And that's why on most maps, if you ask people, show me your map, you'll see a lot of purple around the edges of lakes because it's so easy to see them across the lake. So you pull out, you have a couple things. This is a rangefinder. This is also a pair of binoculars. Binoculars let you zoom in a lot, and you can spot an animal. There's a skill eventually to spot with your rifle and that scope, but until you get it, this is what you got. Okay? And if you're like, well, how far away is the shot? Well, you can buy a rangefinder, I think at level 7 or 8, maybe higher, I don't actually know. And that'll tell you exactly how far things are. That's 195 yards, 205 yards. Over there's, see, there's a giant moose, perfect for this example, by accident, 338 yards away. Now, he doesn't know I'm there. The wind is going that way. He can't see me. So let's pull out our gun. We have polymer tip bullets. If you press F on the bottom of the rifle, you'll notice how at the very bottom it says from 82 to 328 to 164 yards. That's me figuring this out. Now I lost him, but I know he's still there. There he is. So let's sight him again. No, look, he's not moving anywhere, right? He's right there. He's easy. He's eating. He's in a need zone. Feeds. That's something you can do. We zoom in. It's between his heart right there. Boom. Did he just drop? Sorry, the gun jumps so much. I think we just got him. Now, how do we know if we got him or not? Well, here's a way you can do it. This is called hunting pressure. In front of me, I just showed you that there was no purple. Now there's purple. What does that mean? How does it work? Well, perfect way to segue into this. Hunting pressure is the purpleness. It means how many animals have died in it. The more purple, the worse it is. That means animals nearby, there's a hidden stat that you can't see. When they come to it, there's a chance they won't keep walking in. They're going to go, wait, something's wrong here, and go over the other way. That maybe they hear a gun, maybe they smell something, maybe something's been disrupted, maybe another animal warns them, whatever piece of RP you want to put in your brain works this way. But since we killed him, he's gone over there. That worked out. We're going to go see him in a second. We don't need to have a rush on this. So lakes, as you can see, I couldn't have seen him normally. He was 400 yards away. Let's look behind me. Is there anything I can even see 400 yards away? Oops. Press 5. Sorry, wrong keys. I changed my keys around today. So this is 200 yards. So 400 yards is all, like 350 yards, let's say, is that far up. If you look, there's all kinds of brush and junk in the way. Man, I can't see anything. You're right. Neither could I. But because we were going across and we looked over there, we were able to see something. And yes, because I know people are going to ask, did you get him? I want to see the body. I will show it before we're done this point. But that's how lakes and rivers can make your life a lot easier. I'm sorry if this video is getting long, but I want to make sure I put a lot of information in a very tight little spot so you can, brand new hunters can have some fun. I'm not a long-term player of the game, maybe 100 hours. There are people with thousands. They know a lot more, probably have much more in-depth guides on every single point. But I didn't want to give you every single point. I wanted to give you a little, how do I get started? And then you, at your own pace, can figure out what person you want to watch, what guide you want to read, how detailed you want to get, or maybe you use your real-world knowledge if you're a real-life hunter. So a lot of it works. It is very arcadey. I will give you that. There's way too many animals around compared to real life, but it's still fun. Okay? So that is, let's see how tracking works. Okay, so we're going to go to the next point. I'm going to go cut the video here for a second. We're going to go see that moose so you guys can see the body, because I guarantee if I don't, someone's going to go, what the hell happened? So I'll be right back. All right, this is a good example of the next part I want to discuss, as well as show you the moose. Now, right here in front of us, you can see I've changed my tracks to be that magenta color. Remember how to do that? You go to System, you go to Game, and you change it to whatever you want. If you're like, I want the active track to be, I don't know, let's blue, whatever. Or how about, let's make it something really easy to see. Let's make it, how about a spring green, okay? So you can track it. Now, here's how tracks work. In the game, you might like, wait a minute, why is there that cone in the front? I don't understand. That doesn't work for me. Your skills in the game will get better, and you'll be able to select that. The skills are under perks or skills. There's two different things, skills and perks. And there's a lot of confusion on both. And here's how you get it. With skills, locate tracks. The directional tracking cone becomes more accurate and narrower. This is the first one. It's under Stalker versus Ambusher. Most people like to stalk and track. Some people like to ambush. Ambush means you sit in top of an area a lot, or maybe you're going to be camping out. If you want to make the game a lot more set up and hold, this is for ambusher. Stalker means you're like, I want to go track something down, go through the bush and all that kind of crap, and track and have more of a hunt. Okay, I'm not saying either one's better than the other. I just want to explain it. So after you get that in level 1, right here, where is it? I think it's tier 3. Okay, it's, yeah, tier 2. You gotta get, I think, 1, 2, I think this one requires, I can't remember exactly what it requires, but right here, it's a passive skill called Connect the Dots. Each time a track is investigated, a trail line is automatically drawn on your hunter mate between the tracks of the active trail and the animal of your tracking, and trail direction is also indicated with an arrow. So let me show you what that means. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Now you can see this is the moose that we hunted a few minutes ago. Not hunted, but we shot him. And I just want to show you how this works. Now up here, you can see this green. This thing is selected too, so it means he's connected to the zone. And I'm going to select a few things. You're like, what the hell is going on? Why are you doing all this crap? I want to show you there's something this is important. And if I show you, you'll remember hopefully for the rest of your life that you play this game. So I've selected a few tracks. You're like, this sucks. I don't know where they're going. Well, let's go take a look. I would use tab and this, but for some reason mine's grayed out. So you can press M for map. And if you zoom in, you can see there's a directional trail. What happened with this guy? He went in here, and he went over here, turned around, and then looked at me, and he got blasted. And you can see it with little arrows. It's connected. All of the single trail pieces of the same animal, as long as that trail is selected, will be the same color. The other color, the inactive trail, in my case, blue, would be all the other ones. You can have hundreds selected, doesn't matter. And the one you're actively tracking is the one that's going to focus on. That's why you change the colors. You don't want them to be the same color. Okay? It makes your life easier. Now let's go see what it's like to bring down this little guy. Now, if I can do this, I'll try, but I'm not sure it might select it. So there's animal. Here's track. This is confirmed trophy. This is examine track. Examine track means vital organ hit and old. You can see this. You're going to look for this kind of specific spot if you shoot an animal. It'll be the initial hit on the animal. There's always blood. Always. So if you're like, did I get him? Go to where you last saw him, a spot. You might see it from distance. You might see it on the map. The game might go, hey, like notice this green dot where it has animal spotted. Somewhere around there, you look the first time you saw him, and you will see this, and then you can try to find this spot, and you'll know if he's been hit or not. And based upon your knowledge, Like mine says blood spatter, vital organs hit, very old. You will know how much life he has left if you get appropriate skills. If not, it'll say he's bleeding, low bleed or not. If you see a vital organ hit in this menu, like it says vital organ hit, he will automatically always die eventually. How do you know he's dead? The hunting pressure. The bad thing about the hunting pressure, if he dies over here, it's always from where you initially hit him. Even if you hit him multiple times, he's running and you keep hitting him, you will always have the hunting pressure appear here. So if let's say you track him all the way over here and you're like, did he die? Zoom out on your map, go back here, and if the hunting pressure appears, you got to pay attention. Then you'll know if he died. I did this today early on the stream. I was hunting a bison. I was like, oh man, I don't know if he's dead or not. I got a fourth shot on him. A fourth. I'm like, oh man, he must not be dead. But it was all the track. It was all the way back here. I had to go look. I'm like, oh, my friend pointed out to me. Okay, let's go see. We hit him right in the heart. Wow, that's actually a nice shot. So I was randomly trying to hit him, but it worked out. We got a gold. And if you scroll right over here of these 4 items, you'll see if you did the right things. 1, proper ammo for this animal. Animal shot 2 times or less. Intact trophy organs means like lungs. I think it means lungs, liver, all that kind of stuff. And hit 1 vital organ or more, meaning the animal died very quickly and was put down. So that's a good trophy. Now here's how this works over here real quick. Taxidermy means you're going to put it in your hunting lodge for later. It can cost you money. If you're like, I don't want to do that, I don't have the money for that right now, you can save it until you can do it later on, and you can still pay the cost. You don't have to lose it. Accept means you just say, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to harvest it, get the antlers, get the meat, and get this much cash and this much experience right away. So I like this. I'm going to taxidermy it. It's going to cost me some money. If you notice, my money's up here, 66,000. Now I'm down to 60,000, but I have this in my lodge. I can do that later on. If people want to see it, I'll make another video. Okay. Now, how tracking works. So that was how tracking works. And I want to tell you what reserves are decent from this menu here. So let me write that down. 2, 5, 56. Sorry, I just got to make sure I do this because I don't have any other way to do it right now. This is Layton Reserve. And how you do this is you press M to go out of the map, and then press H, as you can see right down here. Even though it looks common sense to some people, it's not common to everyone. And some people miss stuff with very cluttered UIs. I'm not saying this is cluttered, but it's up there. So you press H. This is Layton Lake. I think it comes with the base game with no other expansion, so I believe this is in the base game that you got from Epic, if you got it from Epic. Yukon is an expansion. I think Silver Ridge Peaks is also one of the expansions. Or not the expansion. I think these are both base game. I could be wrong. It doesn't hurt to go to Layton Lake or Germany. I've heard good things about both. Anything past that, that's up to you. If you want to buy them, Yukon is a purchase. That's a purchase. Russia's a purchase. Africa and South America are purchases. It's up to you. Is it worth it? The game goes on sale typically every quarter, every 3 months, and it depends where you go to find it. I would go to like a site like isthereanydeal.com or something where they do curations. They don't do sponsorships for streamers or YouTubers, and you can find out what is the cheapest place it has ever been and the cheapest price it has ever been on that site. So you'll get to see all the sites and see which one's the cheapest. And if, let's say, that's Steam or Epic or GOG or Green Man Gaming or Fanatical, whatever, it'll tell you, hey, current price is $8 for this DLC. Normal price is $10. Lowest it's ever been is $4, and you get to make your determination. Am I going to put a link for that? If you want me to, let me know. If not, I'll let it off. Okay? So that's the next thing. Finally, why are not using the bike is a good idea. Oh, that's already something I already said. So I'm going to skip past that one. How the cabins work and stalking versus ambush. I think I'm pretty much done, but I'm going to give you guys some bonus pieces that I think might help you out. So I already told you why the bike is not a good idea, but I'm going to show you. Look at the bars. 3 red bars. Terrible. Don't do that. How the cabins work. Well, if you want to unlock the cabins as much as possible, they always come up with a sign that looks like a little house. It's an outpost. It's on every map like that. Now you have to unlock them, so you might have to go to a zone and you don't know where it is. It's usually at the end of little roads or dead ends. Like if you notice up here, let's see. Can I give you a good example on this map? Looks like no. Yeah, but it's off trails. You'll see, like if you're driving down the trail, you'll see like little driveways and little paths. It's a really good way to go find something, but here's what they let you do. If you're like, man, I want to go all the way over here, do I have to drive all the way? Nope, you can fast travel once you have it unlocked. Do it once and never do it again. So now you can fast travel over, you can make your life a little easier, and hopefully have a little more enjoyment. Now the last thing I'll tell you I was going to talk about stalking versus ambush, but I've already discussed that. So what I will instead end with, here's a couple of things that might make your life a little easier, okay? If you get the DLC that lets you drive the ATV, here's what happens. You go to these, at every single outpost in the game, there's a locker of some kind. You'll see that symbol right there, and you can select it, access your cache, go to your garage, and figure out which one you want. They don't have gasoline or diesel. They have endless energy, and hit recover. Okay, your vehicle arrives, it pops up next to you, do whatever you want. Now, if you want to make your life very simple, the only thing that can hurt you are animals like warthogs and tigers and wolves and lions and so on and so forth. Every map has something. You can, if you even get hit by a little mouse or a rabbit that's walking next to your foot and you cross paths with it, you will get injured. There is no tackle the animal and beat them down. The game just has a hitbox. If your hitbox gets hit, you get damaged. So, knowing that, get on your ATV, or walk if you prefer, it's very beautiful, and just walk and explore these points. They give you experience sometimes. Outposts give you 100 experience when you claim them because you go in, and there's this thing here called the flagpole. Every place has one. It's 100 experience. The next thing that gives experience that I know of is what is called a spotting tower, or a lookout point rather, I'm sorry. The lookout point, if you get up to it, it gives you 100 experience as well. And if you're trying to unlock a lot of stuff, there's many different ways to play the game. A lot of people advocate, hey, get your gun, shoot everything that moves. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not actually hunting. It's just blasting. Driving around or walking around is not bad. And I will say this, even as someone who has never gotten a dime for this company, I like the serenity this game gives me. I get to walk around. The terrain is beautiful. And if you want to walk, I forgot about this. If you want to run or walk, it's up to you. If you press cap locks, you're walking. If you press it again, you're automatically running. If you want to make your life a little easier, you press G. I've now removed my hands from the keyboard, and you will walk. If you press cap locks, you will run until your character gets tired. So if you want to walk a lot, or if you really want to just go through nature, press cap locks off, walk like this. Sorry, press G rather. Turns on auto walk. Cap locks shifts makes it either go into run or walk. And if you have a destination, you just go on your map. Let's say you want to go here, place waypoint. It's in front of you. Start walking. You'll have your ammo with you. You'll have your scent stuff, and just start taking in the scenery. I've done this myself, where I actually get some food in real life. I sit down, maybe a cup of tea, and I'll just chill out and let the game take me on a little trip. And if I see something really important, I can stop in a second. All I did was shake the mouse, and I can do whatever I want. Pull out my, like right there, there's a warning call for a bear. I can't see it, but maybe we can get lucky here for 5 seconds. I doubt it. I'm just looking. My scent's going this way, so I'm not going to try to do a hunt. I would do a hunt if people wanted to see it. And you already know at this point of the video if you like this place or not, so it's your choice. If you want. He already has a warning call, so I think he hears me because I'm making a lot of noise in the bush. So I'm going a little sideways. This is not good hunting. I'm just doing this for the sake of the video. I'm looking around. I see nothing. The best part about this game, especially over by here by the mountainside, there's not a lot of ways for him to escape. So he could be anywhere, and he doesn't have a lot of ways to get out. Anyway, I just want to show you that aspect. It's a fun game. There's a lot of maps. There's a lot of quests. You get to sit there and hunt. You could sit... Where is this guy? I have the skill where it makes that really small, so he's probably up in those bushes very tight, and I can't see him because if I want to hunt him, here's what I would do. I would go down and crouch. I'd walk sideways. Since the wind is starting to go towards him a little bit, very ever so slightly changing, I would pull out my scent masker, go like this, go okay. No, not that. Then start looking. And he's warned me twice, or she, I can't remember which. But I would wait, I would look, I would watch. That means both sides. Zoom in, zoom out, do whatever you have to do to wait for that bear. He can come out either side. But I'm noticing... Oh, one thing I will say about these... Wow, he's still doing it. He's up there now. Maybe they moved, or maybe it's a different bear. I don't know. The last thing I was going to say was this. These are, this is a bonus video, or bonus part of the video. These are a DLC, and they cost some money. I'm not sure what, maybe $5, $10, whatever. 100 yards in every direction, I believe they make noise, or 75 yards, I can't remember what it is. You don't want to put these up and then sit there and go, hey, where's all the animals? And they're not around. You're like, what the hell happened? Well, what happened was you were loud as hell. The better way to do this is find a need zone nearby, like this one right here says in the bottom, 11:30 to 15:30. There will be black bear need zone. I would find out where a really good spot is in advance, maybe go there at like 9:30, 10:30, whatever. Put one down and then set up, or the night before, put one up the night before, and then walk over to it in the morning, maybe wake up at like 10 o'clock, 10:30, walk over gently, get up in the tower, sit still. Setting this stupid thing up takes a tremendous amount of noise. Be aware of that, okay? Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. I'm on Twitch, I think very soon, 5 days a week. I'm coming down from 7. I do YouTube 4 or 5 days a week. I try to make videos that aren't like clickbaity, annoying. I don't want to drag stuff out. What is this guy? I would love to get this thing. Oh, here you go. I got him. I got him. I'm not going to track him, though. Oh, I want to know. I don't know if that even hit. I really wish there was one thing in this game that would let me show that, but oh well. Anyway, thanks a lot for being part of this. You know the buttons to push if you liked it. I'll see you in the next video. If you really like it, leave a comment or whatever. Let me know what you want to see. If you don't like it, hey, thanks a lot for giving me a few minutes of your life. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you're part of this right now live or in the last couple of days while the holidays are here, have a happy holidays. See you later.